Good morning, guys. It's April the 6th. I'm Henry Green from London Trading Group, and I'm just going to run through what we're looking for in the markets today. So starting with euro dollar, again, we had a bit of a low test again yesterday. As you can see here on the 60-minute chart, we spiked down several times now, and we're just failing to either break out on through the bottom side or through the top side. So I mean, in terms of the fib sequence, we went up to the 118, but we came all the way back down to the 618, and that's where we're kind of holding at the moment. And at the moment, I don't think you can play this until we get a close below 113.35, seems to be the level that it wants to respect. Or you go up and you close above now. I'm looking for a close surely above 14.40 for that move up towards 115, which I think is then a great sell zone. So my outlook for the euro remains long-term bullish. I think that we have another push up to 115 before we have a pullback. But at the moment, it just seems like it doesn't quite know what to do. Now, when it's pushed up on the daily, it looks like it's respected the 21 quite nicely. Certainly in this move up it has anyway. So it's done it once, twice, and that's coming in down at 112.50. So what we could see now is this lower high made, especially on a 15-minute chart, and we go down to test 112.50, which would make some sense actually. It's kind of what we expected to happen. On the daily, it makes a bit of sense as well. So you get the pullback, you run straight up to the 118 and then the 127 equivalently, and then you see this pullback. So let's have a look. What's this saying? Okay, so we thought maybe back down to sort of 112's area. Now the reason why I thought that is because we've kind of closed on the weekly. We have closed bang at that weekly resistance, so that's why I'm thinking that potentially we come off. We do see that 112.80 kind of area seems to pull back to. So the moving average comes in at 113.20. So yeah, I think it looks like there's a few things that are pointing for this to potentially go lower now. We've just got to see and wait to see how this happens, because at the moment we are just in a range between 114.40 and sort of the bottom size of 113.30. So I'm probably going to stay away from euro. I like a short through that, but apart from that, I'm not really that interested. If we fib the downside quickly, let's just have a look where that leads us to. So if we fib this downside, that's leading us. Okay, that's better. Okay, that leads us back down to sort of 113, which could be quite a good level to hold at. So we could get a retest of this trend line. What level does that come in at? 113. So 112.80, 113, I think is probably quite a good level to look for, guys. If you see this go short, then that's what I'm going to be looking for anyway. Okay, cable. Cable very, very bearish there again yesterday. We just had a holding day bar the day before, and then we've just kind of sold off yesterday quite strongly. So let's see where we are now in terms of the fib sequence in this one. So this is the 60-minute fib chart at the moment I'm looking for. So we're down at the 118 again. I think just another lower high, 15-minute lower high. You can sell through the lows. This surely looks like it's going to carry on. 140, 150 is a key level, guys. Just be careful of that. And then after that, it's down to 140.50. So I've got that as a level then as well. And then down to 140, which is the D. So all of this is lining up perfectly for a short down to 140 there. So it's quite possible that this is just going to do a nice lower high now today. Yeah, perfect. So what I'm going to wait for, kind of at this moving average anyway, but what I'm going to be looking for is this lower high to be made, and I'm going to look to sell through here, stop above here, give it some room, and then add as it closes through here, and then as it closes through there, you can be targeting sort of 140 area. And I think that looks like quite a nice trend trade for today, guys. It looks like it's pretty straightforward cable at the moment. The only thing to watch out for is we're at this daily trend line. So be careful and don't try and jump into anything with too tight stop, because that is quite a key level. Dollar yen, big day lower yesterday. This is looking very, very bearish again. Let's make sure my fibs are correct. Let's have a look at that. So this is where I kind of expected it to hold. This is the new fib sequence we're looking at. Wow, that's very cluttered. Let's turn this one off. Okay, so this is the current fib sequence down at 127. We've not, yeah, we have had the pullback complete, so 38. So this could continue on down now. We are running into a bit of support. 110, I feel like, is a good level. So if we manage to get down there, which we kind of did, 110 I think could hold. So you could have a bit of a pullback here before it continues. Maybe go back to test 111.30, which is highly plausible, and that's what we could see happen today. So we're down at support, guys, and we've had a bit of a rejection, so we might just have an indecision day, or this could obviously continue. So a 15-minute, again, a 15-minute lower high through the lows. We're making high highs and high lows at the moment, so just be careful. But certainly that one looks either that we're going to have a bit of a pullback, or the continuation could be fast. Dollar CAD. Dollar CAD slowly making its way back up towards 130, well, 133 I think is probably where it's going to get to, guys. We've talked about this at the start of the week, just how it's going to get there. So, I mean, I sold this here yesterday at the 127, so that's fine. But we're now back in the 38, so I am looking for this now. So that's 133. How's it going to get there? So, well, the fibs say that. So if I really think this is going to get to 133, well, actually, the levels at 133, well, 133.40, you could argue. So that's up there probably. But what could really happen is you could get this move down to 130.50. which is a good level, and then you get that move up. So I'm looking for somewhere in this zone to be buying this, because I want it to match nicely up with this 133, because I think that's the level we're going to get to. I'd like it to get in between here, so between 130.50 and 130.60 and 130.80. I think that's a great buy zone, guys. So that's what I'm going to be looking for dollar CAD today. I think that's a really good trade idea, and that's certainly what I'm going to be looking for. So if you fib it, I mean, that leads you, I think that's probably going to lead you perfectly down into it, isn't it? Yeah, so maybe we get that push, and that's what I'm looking for in the dollar CAD as a potential buy zone. I'm not looking to sell this yet. I think that this is just this is a double bottom, and that's why I think we're going to go and test that 133 area again. How it does it, I'm not quite sure yet, but we're at a good level of resistance here. So maybe we do get that pullback and then buy zone again. So that's for dollar CAD. Aussie dollar, we're back down at that support 75 again. It blipped down to test 75. So let's have a quick look at that one. Let's zoom in on Oz. Okay, cool. So yeah, pull back to 38. We've nearly completed the fib sequence. Maybe it has one more go at this, which would make sense. So I'd actually quite like that. If that had one more go at completing this fib cycle, maybe you get a pullback and it goes again, and just maybe a blip below 75. I mean, on the bigger time frames, what it could do now is it could go and form the right shoulder. So you get another blip lower, then it goes back up to 76.50, comes off, and that's when you're going to test 73.60 area, which is the pullback. In fact, that's a really good idea. I think I like that one as well. So if you do get that today, maybe you get one more blip at lower at 75. Are we potentially looking to sell it early morning down to potentially look for a clear out of stops below 75, then buy the pullback, and then we're going to go potentially back up towards 76.50 area. So if you just clear some stops, so say you got down here, what does that lead us back up to? 75.50. Okay, cool. So we're just going to wait to see what happens in that one, but certainly it looks like it could go lower today. Nice bounce off that level of support though, but I do like it to complete. So if we just turn these off, let's have a look at where we're looking at the 15. Yeah, okay, cool. So I mean, it needs to go through that low obviously as well, but we have got an intermediary low as well. So we could see this potentially go through as long as it clears this low. Then I think you're looking for lower 75.35 area. Then I'm going to be looking for the short side of this, should you be able to get in at a good price. So that's my view on Aussie. The Kiwi, finally we had a rejection from this one. We're back at the 38 now, so that was a great fade to whoever we faded that one. Perfect D hit, and now we bounced. So we were looking at this in the zone as a potential buy zone anyway, and it held, it's done perfectly. So this is just like that exact same falling, well, it's a flag I suppose you could argue, but it's just perfect, and it's kind of, we're back out at the outer edges of it now. So if you think Kiwi's a buy today, then I'll certainly be looking to buy it through a close through this. I think that's a great buy if you manage to get that at a good price. So let's just wait, let's see where the DFib hit is. So if we have the AB here, so we're looking into this zone as a potential pullback zone, 68.40, which is a good level of resistance as well. So if you get there, pull back and then go again, and I think that is a good move, and then we see potentially Kiwi rally. It makes sense on the day now, indecision bar, a rejection from the lows, so I think that this could rally, and we're looking for a break through that to buy, and Kiwi could strengthen significantly today. So that's what I'm looking for across the board, guys. As I said, click subscribe to never miss a video again. Feel free to comment in the box below. Hope that's been useful, and happy trading. Thanks very much.